This is NewsBreak26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. At a press conference on Tuesday, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jennifer Russell confirmed what many New Brunswickers have been fearing.
At our last briefing, I talked about the threat posed by new variants of the COVID-19 virus. New strains of the virus have appeared, which spread faster and more readily than the original version. And I mentioned that these variants are present in Canada and that they would soon arrive in New Brunswick. Well, that day has arrived, and we can confirm now that there is the UK variant of COVID-19 in our province.
There are now 3 confirmed cases of the UK variant in New Brunswick, 2 in the St. John-Charlotte County region and 1 in the Miramichi region. 2 of the cases are related to travel outside the country and 1 is related to travel outside the province. New Brunswick is now the 5th province to have residents test positive for the more contagious UK variant.
It is a really fast-moving strain. It infects people very, very quickly and in higher numbers. And if this strain, when the strain gets into our population, it'll be very difficult to get ahead of it and stay ahead of it with contact tracing and self-isolation as we have done in the past. So we are having discussions here in the province as well as at the national level around what other measures can we do to manage these types of cases.
With the UK variant now in the province, New Brunswickers are coming to terms with the idea that the orange level of recovery might be as good as it gets for the near future. Recent modifications to the orange level have been a welcome change for many local businesses and their patrons. In the new orange level, customers can now sit with members of their household bubble as well as friends and family members who are on their list of a steady 10 close contacts. The loosened restrictions allowed for local haunts like Honeybeans Cafe in St. Andrews to once again be a popular meeting place for friends.
It's been a lot busier the last couple of days. While we were in the red phase, there weren't a lot of people coming in because it's not quite as fun to be in a cafe when you have to sit all by yourself. So over the weekend, we had a lot more people coming in, friends catching up who haven't seen each other since the red phase, and just a lot more business coming through.
St. Andrews now has a second doctor in town who is accepting new patients. After 23 years in Winnipeg, Dr. Julie Levesque-Taylor has returned to her home province of New Brunswick. Although she's originally from Moncton, she has relocated to Shamcook with her husband and their 2 youngest children and will be working as a family physician alongside Dr. Brian Peer at the new Wellness Center located in the W.C. O'Neill Arena.
And then just this year it was, COVID and the Wellness Center, of course, was really the tipping point because we thought, well, it's a small community. If we wanted to get our foot in the door to be able to build a practice in the community where we live. And so eventually that would have attracted a physician. There's no doubt in my mind that that position would have been filled fairly quickly. And so we thought we need to get in on this.
Watch my full interview with Dr. Julie Levesque-Taylor on an all-new episode of Southwest Magazine on CHCO this week. 8 cities around the province raised the Pan-African flag to mark the beginning of Black History Month on Monday. CHCO-TV's Matthew Martin, who is the president of the New Brunswick chapter of Black Lives Matter, accompanied St. John Mayor Don Darling to the flag-raising ceremony in St. John. You can also watch Martin regularly addressing issues of systemic racism in New Brunswick alongside co-hosts Neil Clements and Dr. Timothy Christie on New Brunswickers Want Action right here on Charlotte County Television.
We can now look for a chief of police who is very compassionate towards releasing policies, who sees the importance of being transparent. To bring that to the board is really important. And I mean, let's be honest here, if we're looking for a police chief, why can't we put that challenge out to find a Black police chief?
An all-new episode of NBWA is airing on CHCO this week. Finally, if you thought New Brunswick didn't have its own groundhog to make predictions on Groundhog Day, you've clearly never met my mother, Peggy Hogarth, who marks every February 2nd by placing Passamaquoddy Pat in her yard in St. Andrews. Even a snowstorm didn't stop Passamaquoddy Pat from making an appearance this year, and the best news of all, he didn't see his shadow. I'll keep the faith that means we'll have an early spring, Mom. That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and live-streamed COVID-19 updates for the province, follow us on Facebook at CHCO.TV.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.